Yeah, namaste friends. Thanks for joining. Yet again, we are going to enter into the third week of the discussion on Immortal Talks and also parallel realities. My name Arun Alladurgam. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's continue. So today we are going to touch deeper insights of many things that's happening in our journey and also how we can be aware of things that's happening in different layers of the life, along with the story from Immortal Talks book, chapter 3. So, yeah, let's dive in. Yeah, I hope I'll give a little bit of recap of what happened in the last two chapters. The first chapter is Hanuman comes to the Matang's community and resolves an issue with Sucheta and Vicheta about their child, Chitta. In the second one, we talked about the mermaid with what happens with Urva and how he is able to get rid of the issue that's happening for him from the past ever since he was born, and how he was able to come out of the loop of being a mermaid and brutally killed or end up his life in the life of marine kingdom, and how he was able to gain the wisdom from that and evolve, right? Now we are going to talk and touch a few other things. This time it will be more and more, the wisdom is very complicated, but still we'll be able to gain it with very simple, easy in simple, easy terms. So one day what happens is Urmi is going to be would be of Urva, who's going to be his uh, soon he is going to become a Baba of that community. Like he is going to lead the community for the next 41 years. So Urmi is the one who's actually would be of Urva. He's also a very uh, knowledge person. The essence of wisdom that she carries is of an age of 80 years of guy. 80 years of whatever the person who's like old as 80% carries the same wisdom as as a old person carries a wisdom. She carries the same sort of wisdom with lot of maturity. Whatever she decides, the decisions that she took, or how she maturely she will understand the things is a profound thing. So one day what happens is like the four girls who actually walk onto the street, onto the village in a forest, in the deep, dense forest. When they just arrived to one place, they started seeing an wounded dog, a dog with wounded with lot of wounds. So they realized that there must be some leopard going in this area. So we should be choosing another path because we might fall in danger if we continue going in this path. So they decided that, yeah, this is not the place that we need to go. We have to choose another path to find our destination instead of going in this path. So there is a little bit of discussion happening with them, and they decided that, yeah, let's move on to another option of going to our destination to in another route. So within them, they had this kind of discussion. Now they started thinking like who actually decides, like why do we actually choose this path instead of that path? We might end up in danger there, or we might not be going into the danger, but why are we actually deciding that there will be a danger? So this kind of discussions are happening with them along with uh, along with like what while they are walking or while they are trying to decide like what exactly is going to happen. Soon they understand that everything that they decide, everything that they discussed, there will be lot of wisdom. There will be lot of like multi-dimensional abilities of looking at the things parallelly, how parallelly they are able to sense, perceive things, what's happening around. That is always there in them. So if there is a situation happen, then they always think like why this situation happened, what made us to be in this situation, what do we need to learn from this situation, is there a way that there is something that is repeating, if it is repeating, why is it repeating, is it something that I haven't learned in the previous repetition of the same cycle, if yes, why am I not able to recognize that? So all these things parallelly happen with them when there is anything that they want to learn or anything that repeats. All these things, they always have it. So there is no sense of gossiping, there is no sense of any other things in them. They always have these kind of discussions. There is like highly brilliant masters, they are highly spiritual. So with this idea, now as they think, they start understanding these things, suddenly what happened to Urmi is Urmi fell sick. She got some fits. There is something that it is prompting her to just like shaking and then fell down, is what happened with her like from ever since she took birth as Urmi. So suddenly like everyone came in, everyone tried to help her like to avoid um, to avoid all the stones and avoid a lot of things are to make her feel better. They actually made a place where she can actually um, you know like uh, put her on ground, and then slowly they are trying to see like how they can heal her. So after some time, she slowly started realizing and come to consciousness. Soon after she came to consciousness, there are already some masters called Ashwin twins along with Hanuman with her to heal her. They're trying to see like how she can be healed, how she can get rid of coming out of this unconscious state. So Ashwin is trying to heal her, go in and out, see where exactly the problem, if they can heal her, what is the exact thing that triggered her to feel unconscious. So they're trying to see all that stuff in the physical body and trying to fix it, along with Hanuman being there guiding them. And slowly, what happened is Urmi started coming to consciousness state. So after she came to the conscious state, Ashwin twins, along with Hanuman and Urmi, understood that these guys are there here. They are trying to help me. That consciousness of feeling their presence happened to her only after Hanuma allowed her to see it. It's Hanuma who actually created that presence so that she can understand that these guys are here. So everything was driven by Hanuma there. Hanuman is the one who's driving, like who needs to do what, who needs to see what exactly is happening, why is it happening. Everything he's aware of it. But he doesn't want to do everything by himself. He want everyone to understand that why is this happening. So that's when Hanuman started explaining to Ashwin twins and also to Urmi. So from here on, he will start explaining what exactly happens with every human life and also how spirituality works and how these life forms form, how the time, space, karma, everything forms. So here's what he will try to explain what would be the reason of her unconscious state or the sickness of being unconscious from time to time. So Urmi started asking the question, I have never done anything wrong to anyone so far in my entire life. Within my knowledge, within my given wisdom, why am I the only person having this issue of being unconscious from time to time in my entire life? Why is this happening to me? What made me to be in this situation? He started asking this question. And this question is also Hanuman is telling her that you might ask this kind of question. Then Hanuman started explaining to Ashwin twins and also to Urmi that Urmi, here is the thing. You need to understand how exactly these life forms form. Everything, the soul and the scene, these all are like you need to understand them. Without understanding these things, you cannot even get rid of your situation. So let's dive deep. So every time in a soul, it's an utter complete emptiness. It is nothingness. Soul always perceive nothingness. Nothingness is soul. The more you try to define the soul, the more you are actually lying. The more you try to describe the emptiness, the more sound you are making. It is inversely proportional. The silence, the soul, the emptiness, the shunya, everything is parallel and they are all same. But soul perceive scenes. Through the scene, it will gain wisdom. There will be karma, there will be desire. Let's try to understand these things first. What is karma? What is desire? So in order to explain these things, what he did is he explained it as a red and green packets. The red packet is nothing but what the desire is. A soul will have a desire. Hey, I want to do these things. I want to do that. I want to become like this. I want to experience this. Whatever the thought form that you create, whatever that you want to do it in your life, whatever the life that you want to live in your life, that you want to execute, you want to pursue, you want to see, all these things are desires. It could be anything. Every soul will have a desire. I want to become something great. I want to become a master. I want to see the world with meditation is a desire. I want to see Dhyana Jagat is a desire. There will be desires. It's not wrong. There is nothing wrong in it. These are all considered as red packets. Once you experience that, whatever the desire that you think of, I want to become like Arun, who's doing some software job, who has married and have two kids. Is my desire in my past. Now I am trying to live it. The soul that has a desire is like living the life of Arun with two kids as a software engineer. Of course, he's married. So now the soul is fulfilling his desire, slowly becoming it into a green packet as a wisdom. That becomes karma. So karma is a green packet. Desire is a red packet. Soul will perceive red packets. It will turn its red packets into the green packet once it is done. So all these things, like, it continuously creates the red packets, it continuously creates the green packets. It will have some desires, it will leave them and becomes karma. It will have one more desire, it will try to live and becomes karma. This happens with everyone. Let's say for Sirisha, she will have her own desires, and she is trying to live her desire and create a karma, obviously. Now she has lot of green packets and there's lot of red packets too that she hasn't lived so far. So every soul will have these things, but soul is nothingness. But it want to perceive things through karma and desire cycle. In the same way, Urmi also have the same thing. Urmi also have some things that she want to live and something she has already learned, and those turned as a green packets. So now let's try to live a life called Vaibhav. So everything is seen in this time and space consciousness. Now he went to the next step. Now you understand the basics, right? The soul, karma, desire, and it will convert these things in its soul's journey. But soul is nothingness. It is pursuing these things. Now let's move on to the next one. Since you understand the knowledge on these things, let's practically try to implement them with one particular example as Vaibhav. There is a life of Vaibhav that's happening in one of the dimension. Let's try to live by making yourself as complete nothingness. You cannot actually go and live the other life or understand the other life unless you become empty, the complete empty. You have to leave all the emotions or all the mental things, thoughts. You disown everything, whatever you think that it is you. Only if you disown everything of every bit of it, then only you can enter into the other's life and live that life. Otherwise, you will not understand in your life. You will not understand that you are a soul. So now try to leave everything as Urmi. Whatever you think that any kind of speck of thing that feels like Urmi, then you cannot live the life of Vaibhav. So try to leave everything as it is from the state of Urmi, get on to the nothingness, and then go to Vaibhav's life and try to live. If you understand this practice, then we'll jump on to the next one. Then Urmi said, okay, Deva, let me try. Let me go and live the life of Vaibhav. I want to go to the life of Vaibhav now. She starts going in and want to see what Vaibhav is doing and everything. But she's still thinking as Urmi. So when you have even a single bit of Urmi's consciousness, you cannot enter the life of Vaibhav. She'll try her maximum level best to become like Vaibhav, but she was not able to make it. So she starts asking his suggestions like how I can actually get rid of all my um, what you call the essence of Urmi. I was not able to leave it. Then again he starts explaining like how I do it is how I am able to live all your lives is because I am nothingness. I am pure nothingness. I have nothing. I have nothing to own. I do not own anything. I just leave everything, any wisdom, any karma, any desire. I just leave everything just like that. I do not own it. For that, I have a mechanism that I follow. How I see it is, now think about this thing. I see my hand as Rama. I see my eyes as Rama. I see this computer as Rama. I see what it is inside the computer is Rama. I see the trees as Rama. I see the air as Rama. I see the flow of air as Rama. Everything, whatever I see, are the speck consciousness of Rama. Beyond, I will make everything as one first, and then make that one to zero is very simple. So first of all, I'll convert everything as Rama and then dissolve Rama once. Then I will become nothingness. So you want to try this thing? He will ask Urmi to do that practice. So Urmi started trying to perceive it. She wanted to disown herself first. She started doing it, doing it, doing it. Slowly, she will try to understand what is Vaibhav is doing. So let's try to go scene by scene. Everything is a scene. So let's try to go to Vaibhav first. Who is Vaibhav? Is one kind of king or someone who's actually riding a chariot. He's going onto the forest. He want to come back to his home after going somewhere and come back to his home. So in the meantime, what happened is his chariot was fell onto the stuck in the ground, and then scene three, once it is stuck, he is kind of like tried his level best to get his chariot come out of that stuck place, and he wanted to make a move, but he was not able to do that. He was really tired. Then scene four, he saw a mango tree. He went there. Scene five, he ate mango. So till these scenes, he explained and he asked Urmi to leave those scenes. She starts going in. She'll understand that now she is Vaibhav. She started feeling, visualizing how exactly the Vaibhav is doing, how the chariot can ride by Vaibhav, and how he actually eats mango, everything. But for every scene, she must be having some wisdom on how to ride a chariot, and she must be having a wisdom of what is mango taste like and how exactly the mango look like. All these things she doesn't know. She started asking, Hanuma, that how am I able to experience these things without knowing all these things? Here is the case. Now, from this scene onwards, you try to understand that even in our dreams, we have the same sort of things. But each and every dream, we actually live one life. In each and every life, we tend to have a behavior of this original reality, continues the same thing in there, and with its own life, there must be some other scenes happened before too. Without having those scenes, you cannot create the current scene in your dream. In the dream also, the one who is actually dreaming should be living the scenes previously happened. Otherwise, he cannot live that dream. So how do I gain the wisdom is what Urmi is asking. So for every scene that you are living, for every scene that you are living, you're not only living that particular scene, but you are actually also living that scene of having that character who already lived, if he is an age of 30 years, who already lived 30 years. Whatever he carries, that wisdom of those 30 years is also imbibed in you. So you doesn't need to leave them again. You doesn't need to carry that wisdom and experience all those 30 years before you come to this scene. Nothing like that. This is very, very, very important, friends. Please try to understand this. This looks like very complicated, but this is what happens. Don't try to think mentally how this actually happens, but in physical reality, it already happened to you multiple times. But it's all that we need to be aware that these things are happening already with us. Try to understand. Don't try to see these scenes in a period, what you call, in a linear fashion. Try to see them in the parallel fashion. These all are happening in the parallel layers. There are parallel realities simultaneously happens while you live this life. This is one of the life that Vaibhav is living in one of the place. All that she need to do as a soul to go and live that particular scene that already lived 30 years, which already learned how to ride the chariot, which already learned about what is mango is all about, which already learned how the mango tastes like. Everything is already there. But only if you think logically, then you are only living that scene. But in reality, you are actually living that character that already passed all these scenes, that already have lot of green packets already into that particular character. So in the same way, for us to, if you really understand how this really works, you can actually go and live any of the scene of anyone you wish and gain the wisdom and come back to this life. That is how Patrisa did. If you really understand Patrisa, his behavior with one person to the other person quickly changes. Why is this happening? Because he understands the opposite person as if he already lived all those lives of that particular person, and come back and see how this person behaves if I say something, how this person has to go and live the future life if I say something today. For all these things, he simply give a word called common sense. With your pure common sense, you know how to behave with a person, how to react, how to respond, how to live, how to answer, how to be serious, when to crack jokes, when to make fun. You will understand all these things only because you already lived the lives of those particular characters around you who already have the red packets and green packets. You're well aware of all those green packets and red packets of each and every individual. That's how Hanuman actually telling her that this is how I actually do. I'm taking a pause because I'm also trying to live the parallel realities of many other things that's happening now. So this is very, very, very important that we understand we can actually go to any scene, live them, and come back. We go to a scene, live them, and come back. A soul with nothingness can do this. But a soul with Arun as an identity cannot do it on any day. A soul with an identity of Sirisha cannot do a life or living a life of somebody else because she is already carrying an identity. If you carry an identity, you are already indirectly carrying the red packets and green packets. If you're already carrying the red packets and green packets of one particular identity, you cannot replace them simply by going to the other character that's already having its own red packets and green packets. You are making it complex and you cannot leave them unless you leave the current green packets and red packets of carrying one identity. The same problem happened with Urmi too. Urmi also not able to live Vaibhav's life at all. She was not able to concentrate, focus, and live the scene as is. So again, Hanuma explained her, it is because of your inability to leave the identity of Urmi, you're not able to leave the scene of Vaibhav, who's already carrying the red packets and green packets. First of all, let's try to understand that you are not living a life. You are actually carrying list of scenes. You are living scene by scene. So he started giving another explanation, another narrative to the same thing. You are actually living everything scene by scene instead of looking it as a life and a soul. Each and every scene that you are living makes one red packet into the green packet. That's how soul gain wisdom. Your soul can go to any scene at any given point of time and convert one red packet into green packet of whatever it feels like. Leave the scene and come back to nothingness. It can be done any day, any time, any space. Only when you think like there is no time and space, then only you can do this. Not with the karma, not with the desire, not with the time, not with the space, not with anything else. Then only you can turn yourself into nothingness. Even if you have a small, minute identity of any of these things, you cannot become nothingness. This is much, much, much original essence of nothingness. It is not something that we go in the meditation. It is something that is our original state. We are touching our original state where we do not own anything. We do not have anything. We do not have time. We do not have space. We do not have karma. We do not have any desires. There's a pure silence, a pure empty state. If you go into that state, then only you can actually go to any other state at any given point of time, at any given point of space, to any life, to any scene, to experience anything. Unless you get there, you cannot go here to the vibe of life. Unless you get there, you cannot understand anyone and their situation. Unless you get there, you don't understand things, what's happening around. Unless you get there, the nothing state, you don't understand where exactly what needs to be done, how this can be done. Because each and every behavior of yours, if you apply mind, it carries some karma or desire. Based on the karma and desire, you start behaving. With this behavior, it will have some identity. With some certain identity, you cannot create a complete scene because you always have one point of view. With that point of view, you do not understand the complete scene. You are incomplete because you are carrying identity. When you lose this particular identity, when you start seeing all the point of views of everything from the tree, from the air, from the water, from the sun, from the moon, from the person opposite to us, from the person inside you, from the person outside, from the top, you'll understand all these views only when you go to the state of shunya. Unless you get there, you always have identities, you always have judgments, you always have doubts, you always have questions. So try to get there, try to get to that empty state. Now try your luck. Now Urmi started again. Yes, this time I'll try. Now she starts going in there as a Vaibhav, started thinking that I need to come back by the end of the sunset to my home, riding the chariot. Scene 2. Stuck. His chariot got stuck in the scene 2. Scene 3. He start lifting it. He wanted to fix it. He get tired. He saw a mango tree. He started tasting mango. Till this point, she lived it. Now there are few additional scenes got added to it. As soon as she started living the scene of Vaibhavs, she started having a desire that she wanted to live few more scenes. As soon as she started living those scenes, she will gain the green packets more. So every time there is a problem that if you are into the scene by scene, there are high chances that you wanted to continue the journey and you do not want to come out of those scenes. You do not want to come out of those karma desire cycle. Is what Hanuman explains. Then Urmi started asking like how Deva you're saying that why do we actually don't come out of those scenes? Why do we actually don't come out of it? Because you will tend to attract to the character. You tend to live that character. You want to own it. You forget that you need to come out of it. As you tend to get excited, what happens to the next scene? What do I need to do in the next scene? He will taste the mango. He will enjoy the mango. He will take some rest. So she continues to live that life. And then he will ask, Hanuman Deva asks to come back. You just need to live the scene just as a practice. Even if you leave those scenes, the scenes will continue. The vibe of life will continue. I asked you to understand the journey of going to the nothingness state, from the nothingness state to live a scene that's happening somewhere in the universe, of living a character, riding the chariot, stuck somewhere, eating a mango, and coming back to his home. Just leave the scenes. Even if you leave the scenes, the Vaibhav's character will continue experiencing the karma desire cycle anyway, because those scenes were already happened. You are just going there and experiencing it and coming back. You understand? Going through the tunnel. You understand going through the portals. Come back. Go to the tunnel. Come back. Go to the tunnel. Leave the karma desire cycle. Come back. If you practice going through the tunnels and live the scenes by scene, and if you know how to come back to your original state of emptiness state, then everything will be a cakewalk of living any scene. and come back and understand the things parallelly, living the parallel realities, understanding the dreams, living the dream, understand the essence of the dream and come back. It looks complicated, but this is how it is happening every day in our daily life. So always try to be in the nothingness state, understand the cycle of karma and desire, gaining some red packets and green packets every day. With the wisdom of knowing that there is no time and space as you start living scene by scene instead of life after life. You own them and disown them. You die as if you are living every moment. You live as if you are dying every moment as a soul, understanding that soul is a state of nothingness and disowning each and every bit of packets, the red packets, it could be a green packets. Then you can actually access anything in the time and space dimension. So these are the essence of these things. It could have been better if you read the book, but this is a complete essence that you try to live these things. It's not just a theory, but it is actually practically it's happening with us in our life. All that you need to understand that this is possible. Don't put your mind in understanding these kind of spiritual terms because the mind is something like at this level, the emotions are at this level, your spiritual, whatever the experiences or so-called experience are at this level. Only after losing everything here, then only you get to that level of emptiness state. Even if you have one single logic, when you are trying to understand these things, you'll never be able to understand what we are actually talking about, the state of nothingness here. Mind and logic and emotions or astral travels or the physical body, feelings, issues, everything actually are at the ground level. These are all like the results or fruits of our karma and desire cycles. It's a tree of karma and desire that actually generated the fruits like feelings, emotions, the diseases, the ailments, or the lives, all these things. But for the soul, there is nothing in it. A soul can live any life. A soul can live a life of Sirisha or life of Arun or life of someone else. It can go anywhere. It can access anywhere. If it doesn't want to live the life of Arun, it immediately chooses another life which it likes, like Since I have Sirisha in here in front of me, I'm just taking her name, but it could be someone else too. If a soul want to live the life of Sirisha, it immediately goes to Sirisha. It lives scene by scene, understand the essence, how exactly she works. She wanted to gain some wisdom. If she has already some wisdom, there are some bunch of green packets she already carries. If you wanted to gain the green packets of Sirisha, what I does is I go to the state of emptiness state, understand that there is nothing like Arun, and then from the emptiness state, I will tap on to the life of Sirisha, scene after the scene. If she is living for 80 years here, I wanted to only gain 40 years of knowledge of Sirisha, then I will tap on to the time and space dimension, go and live where exactly the date, like 40 years of Sirisha, live there, understand the scenes there, gain the green packets and the red packets of that particular scene, come back to the state of emptiness state, and again I will come back to Arun state and understand, okay, these are the green packets that we can gain and see, and then live the life. So every time you can collect from anywhere. This looks very, very complicated, but this looks very, very simple if you live it. The more you practice these things, the more you actually play with these things. If you straight away reject it, you'll never be able to understand how these things work. If you straight away approve it without living them, you'll end up understanding the knowledge, but you'll never be able to live them. This is just an art of going to the state of nothingness. It is just an art of living the dream of someone's life. Just an art to live as a rich person. Just an art to live as a poor person. Because each and every time, soul always want to have some experiences. Soul always want to perceive some red packets and convert them into the green packets. It's a never-ending cycle. Oh, I want to get moksha. Definitely, moksha is one of the desire. What exactly the moksha? The definition is having no life. Okay, definitely. That's a green, red packet. The next moment, you don't get a life. Go to the state of emptiness state. Live there. Turn the red packet into the green packet. What's there in it? Stay there as long as you want. As many billion years that you want. To stay there. Don't create lives. Again, after billion years, you yourself think that this soul is quite boring. Let's create some things. Let me make it more tricky. I want to be very tricky this time. Okay, get that desire, red packet. Live that life, the tricky life. Turn that red packet into the green packet. And then come back to the soul. This time, oh, this tricky life is too much for me. I want to make an easy life. The moment you think that I want to make an easy life, you created a red packet. In the next moment, you create a red packet. You want to turn that into the green packet. What do we mean by turning it up into the green packet? You want to create a life. You want to live the life of simple things. Once you decide and you live them. Oh, this is very simple. Again, the same soul says, it is very simple. I do not want to make it more complicated. I do not want to make it more simple. I want to have a medium life. What happens this time? This time, you create half simple, half beautiful, half complicated, half more complicated. I end up living the life of pyramid master who has the great service abilities, the great family abilities, great spiritual qualities. You do meditation, you understand the lives of everyone, you wanted to help everyone, and also disown the qualities or the so-called whatever the positions or the responsibilities. At the same time, you tend to help, leave the rest, make a joyful life, spread the light, keep yourself calm, yet very emotional, yet very perceiving, yet keep it simple, lovable, friendly, freedom, joyful, bliss, and experiencing all these things and disown one day because you are nothingness. You are a pure speck of consciousness. You're a speck of light, having all these things. He's a master who builds pyramids for meditation. Yeah, what else we can do? You can pass this day. Yeah, live the life, spread the joy. Yeah, with this positive note, I wanted to end the session. And thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Arun. Really, that's amazing. Actually, I read the chapter yesterday, but I did not understand properly. But after listening to you, I can understand in a even better way. Slowly, slowly, whatever I read, I think of it, I will be able to understand. And even last chapter also, Mermaid. So even if you think of other people, we create karma. So, oh my God. Even I read, listened all these concepts, but maybe my consciousness not able to understand those concepts. But now I'm little better to understand these concepts now. And I'm now able to understand you also now. How you are always in a joyful state. So you are always in shunya. So now that's why you are always be in a joyful state. So really this book is amazing. And thank you so much for taking up this book challenge because some concepts not able to understand even we read also. After listening to you, if you read again, you'll understand even better way. So thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am, for giving me this chance. Yeah, I have to read again. Yeah, since you are saying right, like, so I have to read it again. I kind of like memorized few things and try to see like how exactly these things work, how these helped in our daily life, and then try to blend them with what we had in the book. So yeah, probably missed a lot of things since you said. So I will from next time I will definitely be prepared and provide more details, more insights in the book. Yeah, I think next week it could be much challenging because now like uh, Hanuma now practiced her like how exactly this can be lived. I mean, how a person can live other life. Now, next time in the next episode, what he does is he makes her to live the life of her own past life, the life called Chandra. So she is going to live that life of Chandra and understand like what exactly happened, why is this happened to her. So yeah, the next chapter is going to be interesting, and I personally love that chapter. Let's go and meet again in the next week. Yeah, thank you.
Friends, you want to talk anything? Pushpa or Zubia?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Sirisha, for it's 4:30 for you in the morning, right? So it's really a great service that you're providing. And Arun Master, yeah, what can we say about him? Many times what he talks, we don't even understand. Now, trying to get like what from where he's coming from. I just have one question to Arun. Did you ever did in your life from the book the examples what you have given?
Oh yeah, many times. Yeah, I personally, I mean, I don't know like if I can say this on camera or in the recording session. I personally changed a lot of my future activities.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. We really need a personal sessions then.
Yeah, actually, everybody does that. Only thing is that we are not aware of it because a simple way I can put it is each and every meditation session, whenever you go to that empty state, you change a little bit of your behavior. Whatever the changes that you made in your behavior comes from your meditation. So each and every quality without meditation makes you go into one direction is now changing to a different direction. That means you are literally changing the future self of yourself into the positive note.
Okay.
So most of the scenes have already changed because of the energy vibrations that you created for yourself in the current meditation state of emptiness. But yeah, we need more acceptance of these things. Then we'll understand lot of stuff.
The more you come out of the mind, the more you come out of all this astral travel, whatever you mentioned, like the more you live in a state of soul.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pushpa. Your service, I cannot thank enough for whatever the services that you. I don't know, like these are all stalwarts for me, like Sirisha, Pushpa. Of course, Zubia ma'am, like Zubia ma'am is here, like she has done. Oh my God, what a service that she does. I am so thankful for you guys living your life. Yeah, thank you so much for all the services that you provide.
Thank you to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Arun. Thank you, Pushpa.
Yeah, yeah, let's close it.
Thank you all, friends, for joining today. Please do join next week. Please do read the book. You will understand even deeper essence of it. Meditate and read. You will understand deeper essence of it. Thank you.